The ground offensive in Rafah is underway. On day 214 of the war, IDF tanks rolled into Rafah and the Givati Brigade took over the Gazan side of the Rafah crossing to Egypt. The War Cabinet unanimously approved the move after rejecting the Hamas offer to accept a modified truce deal. More from ILTV's Steve Leibowitz.
IDF tanks are rolling into Rafah. The IDF confirmed that the 401st Armored Brigade captured the Gazan side of the Rafah crossing this morning. The crossing with Egypt is now disconnected from the Salah al-Din road in eastern Rafah, which was separately captured by the Givati Brigade in an overnight offensive. During the overnight operation, some 20 gunmen were killed and troops located 3 significant tunnel shafts. During the maneuver, a car drove toward an IDF tank and was struck and destroyed. No soldiers have been wounded in the operation so far. Meanwhile, more than 50 Hamas sites in Rafah were struck by the Air Force. The War Cabinet voted unanimously to order the troops to move on Rafah after carefully considering and rejecting the Hamas acceptance of a mediated offer that was not agreed to by Israel and did not meet Israeli requirements. Earlier, U.S. President Joe Biden and Prime Minister Netanyahu spoke about the hostage deal and the looming Rafah operation. Without elaborating, the White House said Biden reiterated his clear position on Rafah. The U.S. has repeatedly expressed its opposition to a major Israeli offensive if it does not ensure that the 1 million plus Palestinians sheltering there will be protected.
They're warning people to evacuate. I let them speak to their operations and to their intentions. Nothing's changed about where we are with respect to operations in Rafah that could put those people at greater risk.
Yesterday, the IDF began directing civilians to leave parts of Rafah, and a sizable number of civilians began to move as directed. Crowds of sheltered Gazans who have not moved could be seen celebrating in Rafah last night after the media announced that Hamas had accepted a ceasefire proposal from mediators. The Biden administration had been pushing alternatives to a Rafah invasion, including the bolstering of the Gaza border with Egypt and more targeted operations against Hamas's leadership. Israeli leaders have said that 4 operational Hamas battalions in Rafah must be dismantled in order to ensure that the terror group can no longer threaten Israel.